As we look ahead now to Southern Illinois, I guess, how do you guys try and maintain the same level of intensity going into this one, knowing it's not one of those top-ranked teams like it seems like you've played almost every week now?
Because that's our job. That's what competitors do. I mean, I don't really know how to answer your question. I don't think that way. You know, I get up, Sunday we go through the film, we evaluate, and the thing I'm trying to teach the players is football, just like life, is consistency. So we did the same Sunday we always do and correct the mistakes. Got back in here at 6 o'clock this morning, started watching the video and started preparing and putting a game plan together for the next game. So our intensity and our focus has got to be the same.
I know that you've said after some of these games that there are things that you really like, and at least from the outside looking in, there's been some really nice things to see on the defensive side, at least from my perspective. What can you say about the way the defense has played the last few weeks?
I think what we're doing is there's a better understanding of our fits, our gaps, our fundamentals have increased, and I think like any teams, just like Southern Illinois, I think the thing that's a great attribute to them is as the season's gone on, they're getting better. And that's what we try to stress, is that we're trying to get better as we move on and stuff. And the one thing that's my thorn, because the poor part about coaching is always being so critique-oriented. You know, there's too much criticism, and my criticism is we got to get better on special teams. We need to make a little bit better difference on our special teams. Offensively, you know, we got some young guys going that are starting to make a difference on the offensive line, so we have to run the ball better and protect better, which I know about. And defensively, I think we took a step back tackling. So we have to be a better tacklers this week. I think our schemes, the kids really grasp and understand where they're supposed to be fit-wise. I think the leadership is great there. The one thing that's so positive is I haven't questioned anybody's effort and their commitment to what's going on. So that's how it gives you a chance for the future.
You mentioned offensively getting some different guys going. Get the long touchdown run this week. You haven't had a ton of huge plays throughout the year. Is there anything you work on to try and generate big plays like that, or they just kind of come as they do?
Well, I think they come by when, you know, especially speaking offensively, you know, it's like a car engine. You know anything about a car engine?
A little bit.
Good, I don't know anything. But I know the engine's got to work in a certain way, and if all 11 players execute what they're supposed to execute, every play's a touchdown if you really think about it. Coaches draw up and play and say, oh, this play stinks, let's run this one. You know, if everybody does their job and we call the play at the right time and get versus certain defenses and fronts and players use their fundamentals and execute, every play is theoretically a touchdown. And on that long run, you know, really on paper you can block everybody but one. And that's exactly what happened on that play, and Jeremiah outran the other guy.
Yeah, ran right past him on that play.
Yes, he did.
He was moving.
So you've had a couple games at home, now you go back to the road for a couple. Is there any difference in mindset when you're going on the road versus playing at home? Absolutely
not. Not for me. I mean, there's no difference in mindset. The only difference is you got to go through a bus ride. After the bus ride, you still check into the hotel and you start your routine, and your mental preparation can't waver, you know. So as far as I'm concerned, there's zero preparation difference.
And then talking about Jeremiah, what he's gone through to get to where he was at on Saturday, what would you say about where he was and the progress he's made?
Well, where he was he was at the pits of an athlete. You know, you're coming off an anterior cruciate, and to get from there. Now, from there, after you get over that hurdle, the thing that I'm so impressed with him is his effort, his work ethic, okay, his attitude really propelled him to get ready almost like a month early. And you know, I happened to see a little video on. I'm going to give all the credit to Kelly Harper, because I saw her video of when she blew out her knee and got back like 5-6 months later and played in the national championship basketball game. I showed that to Jeremiah. You know, he said, well, I'm going to beat her. I'm going to do better than her. So he took that approach with his work ethic and did a great job listening to the trainers, listening to the doctors, did everything they asked him to do, and obviously he's there a month early.
All right, Angelo, just starting off, going on the road to play Southern Illinois. What's in kind of the game plan this week, without giving away the game plan, obviously?
Game plan this week is going to be the same. Go out there, try not physical with the team, and come out with the dub.
Do you kind of find any differences playing on the road versus playing here at Plaster?
No. We're all going to go on the field, line up, and do what we need to do, and that's pretty much it. They have 11 guys on the field. We have 11 guys on the field. We're going to go battle.
How do you feel about the way the defense has played the last few weeks against some really stiff competition?
We played really well. We got a lot of things we still can improve on. As you can see, we're not shutting teams out, so we still have stuff we need to get better on, and getting the ball out, takeaways, and stopping big plays, and that's something we need to work on for sure.
You definitely had a few of those takeaways recently as a unit, had one just over the weekend here. Do those kind of, I guess, when you get one, does it feed into getting more, do you feel like?
Yeah, it's all football's a momentum game. You get one, you're bound to get another, you're bound to get another, and it's like other teams, they kind of are like, damn, like these dudes are really coming for this ball. Like that's how we kind of have the mindset that we're going to get the ball out, and we're going to try to get it out every play as possible. And that's kind of been our defensive mindset throughout these last few weeks, and we've been preaching in that practice and things like that.
Coach Stec said the approach, at least for him mentally, doesn't change from whether it's North Dakota State, South Dakota State, or in this case, Southern Illinois. From a player's perspective, does it change at all? Do you find yourself, needing to make sure you keep that level of focus up when it's not one of those top-ranked teams, or is it all kind of the same?
It's all kind of the same. Every team in our conference is great, as you can see. We have they're all like top 10 teams almost. Everyone like Illinois State, UNI, South Dakota State, North Dakota State, they're all in top 10 in the nation. So it's like every team is going to be good. You see teams like SIU just beat South Dakota like the other week. So it's like everybody's in good competition. So you go and prepare the same way for every team every week, and you're going to go out there and get the best from everybody, and you know that.
On that play, you had that long tackle for loss. Were you thinking you were going to get a touchdown off that?
No, you just kind of, if the ball comes out, you pick it up and scoop and score. You never know anything because they didn't call the dead ball, so you don't know what actually is going to happen. So I had to keep going.
All right, Jeremiah, I guess how did it feel to be able to come back and make that kind of impact when you broke free there and saw nothing but green in front of you?
It felt good. I worked real hard to come back to play. So, when I seen green grass, I knew it was touchdown. So I was happy. I was smiling the whole way. But it felt good to get back out there with my teammates.
So you knew as soon as you got that gap, they're not catching me, I'm going to make it. What is that feeling like just in general, not just this time, but just as a running back when you find that lane and realize I'm taking this one to the house?
It's all about the blocks. I had great offensive linemen. One of my, Casey, my center, he pulled around, had a good block, and I knew I was gone after that. It was green grass. It was perfect.
Those kind of plays have been something that I know the offense has been trying to get more of this year. And of course, 50-plus yard touchdowns are not easy to come by. So how does it feel for you to be able to make that kind of impact and give that kind of spark to the offense?
Well, the O-line's been getting better and better every week. So, but when I got out there, they was already ready to go, and it was just a good scheme. Like, he pulled around. They thought we was going to run zone probably. He pulled around, was power, came back. It was perfect. It was open. Probably any of the running backs probably would have scored that.
After that long touchdown run, you kind of came back to the sideline and everybody was giving you hugs and hitting you on the helmet. What was that like for you after all you've been through?
It felt good. They see how hard I work and I see how hard they work. So it felt good to be able to score for them, you know what I'm saying? And they all was happy because I've been working hard to get back out there. So.
And I think that tied your career along for a rushing touchdown. Did you really want to do something like that in your first game, like really blow it out of the water?
Yeah, I had to score. It was my first game back. I had to score. I had to.
And then Coach was saying that you saw a video of Kelly Harper and how she came back from that. Talk about that and what that was like and what that meant to you.
It inspired me. I seen how hard she worked, and I was like, I'm a competitor, so I was like, I want to try to get back faster than her. She can do it, I can do it. So I just seen that video, and I was like, I gotta get working now. So I just worked from day one, and now I got back. So this Saturday when I could play, I just got cleared, so I was happy. It's still crazy. I was working so hard to get cleared, and I got cleared. I passed everything, so I could play.
And talk about that, the mental toll it takes to be out for that long. You get to see your teammates play, things like that. Was there anything, besides the mentality of, I have to get back, was there anything else that, you kind of had to battle through watching your teammates play when you couldn't?
No, I played through them. I was hyped every game. I was hyped every practice. So I was just playing through them. I was just waiting patiently to come back. I knew my trainers and them, they knew what they was doing, so I just had to keep grinding and wait to come back.
How does it feel to be able to put 100% into the day-to-day stuff with your teammates now and not so much of the rehab and trying to focus on getting healthy?
I feel good. I'm getting back, you know what I'm saying? I'm warming up. But it just feels good to be back on the field. I mean, I still go to rehab every day. I got to go to rehab every day. So, but it just feels good to be back out there with my teammates.
Were there any nerves at all going back out on the field after a while? Or were you just ready?
After the first hit, I was like, oh, yeah, it's on. After that.
And then just what are your thoughts on hitting the road this week for a road game?
We're going to see. We're going to see.
You looking forward to it? Or?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We're just going to see what happens.